This is Motoring Today, the Philippines' premier and longest-running weekly motoring news and features TV and online magazine. I'm Ray Louie Gamboa.
And I'm Susie Gamboa. Here are this week's features to watch out for.
On Motoring Forum, we shall discuss the exclusive motorcycle lane guidelines. Our road safety reminder in the On Street Smarts portion centers on the proper use of headlights while driving at night. This week's Pine Chapel shall be about the illegal practice of most PUV drivers of overloading passengers. Showcase this week shall have the compact sedan from Honda, the Civic RS, while for race weekend, we shall have the highlights of Mini Philippines track day in Clark International Speedway.
All these plus the latest news in transportation and traffic management, as well as developments in the automotive industry, are on this week's episode of Motoring Today. Join us.
Are you thinking of buying a car but don't know what model you want? Then visit the Autofocus Summer Multi-Brand Test Drive Festival presented by Caltex Philippines on May 4 to 7 at the SM Mall of Asia Concert Grounds. Get the best deals and test drive the latest models from Ford, GAC, GWM, Honda, Hyundai, Mitsubishi, Nissan, Subaru, Suzuki, Toyota, and WM. The Autofocus Summer Multi-Brand Test Drive Festival presented by Caltex Philippines. The one-stop shop for the latest car models in cooperation with SM offices at SM Mall of Asia Complex.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. Here now are the latest news and developments in the country's transportation and traffic management. Sexual harassment isn't just verboten on public utility vehicles. Drivers and operators are mandated to ensure nothing of the sort happens in their PUVs or else face fines.
The LTFRB has issued Memorandum Circular 2023-016 aimed at curbing sexual and other forms of harassment in public utility vehicles. The LTFRB said MC 203-016 is issued in line with Republic Act 11313, the Safe Spaces Act, which provides protective measures and prescribes penalties against gender-based sexual harassment and any conduct that may cause mental, emotional, or psychological distress. This includes unwanted comments or sexual remarks, threats, cursing, catcalling, leering, and slurs, as well as relentless requests for personal information and showing private parts. Under MC 2023-016, PUV operators, drivers, conductors, or employees face fines from 5,000 to 15,000 pesos and suspension of the involved vehicle from 6 months to a year, and even cancellation of certificates of public convenience if found to have committed any act of sexual harassment. Operators who fail to prevent, act on, or report the sexual harassment of passengers in their PUVs also face similar fines and penalties. Bawal ang bastos signs are also mandated to be posted inside PUVs.
The issuance of MC 2023-016 should be welcome news to commuters, and the LTFRB should also act to ensure that the law and circular against sexual harassment are strictly enforced. Meanwhile, driving schools won't be happy, but student drivers will certainly be delighted to know that the Land Transportation Office has put a cap on fees for theoretical and practical driving courses.
The Land Transportation Office has issued Memorandum Circular number JMT 2023-2390 that sets new guidelines for the accreditation and supervision of driving schools and the standardization of driver and conductor education. The circular also set a cap on fees charged by driving schools, 1,000 pesos for the required 15-hour theoretical driving course, and from 2,500 to 8,000 pesos for practical driving courses, depending on the type of vehicle or license code applied for. According to the new guidelines, the mandatory 15-hour theoretical driving course will be divided into separate sections. 7 hours for the first session and 8 hours for the second sessions. The 2 sessions will be taken on 2 separate days. The new guidelines also said practical driving courses shall not be less than 8 hours per driver's license code applied for. PDC for light and heavy vehicles shall be conducted for at least 2 days, while 8-hour PDC for motorcycles may be conducted in 1 day, provided that the student driver has proven to have already acquired the knowledge based on the assessment by a practical driving instructor, the memorandum read. The new guidelines require driving schools or institutions to register their applicants' biometrics and details into the LTO system using the Land Transportation Management System Client ID. Registration of his or her biometrics before and after every session for attendance purposes is required. The driving institution shall provide and maintain an attendance sheet to record the actual presence of the applicant driving, the conduct of the face-to-face TDC and written examination or validation, the memorandum said.
The new guidelines for the accreditation and supervision of driving schools are supposed to take effect on April 15, 2023. However, there are reports of driving schools asking the LTO to defer the implementation of the new guidelines. Continuing, a local assembler of jeepneys is proposing one solution for making modern e-jeepneys more affordable.
Longtime assembler of jeepneys, Francisco Motors Corp. Is reportedly asking the Department of Trade and Industry to include local assemblers of modern jeepneys in the Comprehensive Automotive Resurgence Strategy Program. In a television interview, FMC President Elmer Francisco said inclusion in the CARS program will entitle local assemblers of modern jeepneys to incentives that will help drive down prices of modern jeepneys, including e-jeepneys. Francisco was reported to have earlier met with Department of Transportation Secretary Jaime Bautista to present FMC's modern e-jeepney that is entry for its inclusion in the government's Public Utility Vehicle Modernization Program. According to Francisco, combining the subsidies and incentives granted under the CARS program and the PUVMP, prices of modern e-jeepneys can drop from the present range of 1.8 to 2 million pesos to just 1.2 to 1.5 million pesos. Francisco also revealed that FMC is setting up shop in a special economic zone in Camarines Norte to jumpstart the mass production of its e-jeepney.
Any proposal to bring down the cost of modern jeepneys in support of the PUVMP is worth consideration, including local assemblers of modern jeepneys in CARS. And finally, even as finance experts are now questioning the viability of the government funding program for the modernization of public utility vehicles, a senator is looking at lower interest rates for the transport sector.
Can government find a way to lower interest rates for loans to finance the acquisition of modern public utility vehicles? Senator Cynthia Villar suggests this can be done using the model for how government provides low-cost financial assistance to farmers. In published reports, Villar said government has to find a way to enable drivers and operators to afford the acquisition of new units as part of the government's Public Utility Vehicle Modernization Program. The senator said she intends to push for lower interest rates for the transport sector through outright grants coursed to the Land Bank of the Philippines and the Development Bank of the Philippines, similar to what is granted to farmers. During a recent launch of a new e-jeepney, Villar said, "It's a grant from government, so there's no cost of money. So Land Bank and DBP will just charge your overhead." She added that this is an idea which we are doing for the farmers, so maybe we can do it also for our jeepney drivers.
The PUVMP already includes a component for subsidies. Can government afford to give more subsidies to the transport sector? That is a question for financial experts in government. And those are the latest news and developments in transportation and traffic management. Coming up next is Motoring Forum, brought to you by Suzuki Philippines. Are motorists, both of the two-wheel and four-wheel variety, ready for sharing Commonwealth Avenue now with exclusive motorbike lanes in place and being enforced? This and other questions will be discussed in Motoring Forum up next.
The Metropolitan Manila Development Authority has begun full implementation of the scheme assigning lanes for motorcycles, private vehicles, PVs, and bicycles on Commonwealth Avenue in Quezon City. The MMDA Memorandum Circular Number 03-01 dated March 24 designated the first lane from the sidewalk for bicycles, the second lane for PUVs, the third for motorcycles. The rest of the lanes may be utilized by all other motor vehicles. The MMDA said appropriate pavement markings delineated the dedicated lines with ample traffic signage strategically installed on Commonwealth Avenue to guide motorists, and unless otherwise provided by guidelines or when necessitated by emergencies, vehicles traveling in their dedicated lanes may not use the other lanes. Under the guidelines, when driving onto or out of Commonwealth Avenue to or from side streets or intersections, vehicles are only allowed to go into or out of designated lanes using transition lines, which will be installed 100 meters from the solid line of respective lanes. Motorists are advised to use signal lights. Vehicles are also allowed to switch lanes within 200 meters of U-turn slots. Corresponding transition lines or pavement markings were supposed to be installed to guide motorists on the whole length of Commonwealth. The MMDA conducted a lengthy dry run to familiarize motorists about the new scheme designating exclusive lanes for motorcycles, PUVs, bicycles, and other motor vehicles. The new scheme is aimed at reducing the number of road accidents on Commonwealth avenues, especially those involving motorcycles. It is still to be seen if the new scheme will indeed reduce the number of accidents on Commonwealth Avenue. However, the first few days of the full implementation of the scheme, complaints are being posted on social media about motorized vehicles poaching on motorcycle lanes, most of the time to overtake other vehicles. Motorcycle riders are also complaining about buses swerving dangerously into their exclusive lanes. Others complain about the difficulty of switching lanes even at so-called transition lanes, even with the use of signal light. There are suggestions to lengthen the transition lanes to allow safer mergers. However, others say motorcycle riders and other motorists must learn to respect signal lights and slow down to allow others to safely switch lanes where this is allowed. Perhaps all that is needed for the new scheme to succeed is to give motorcycle riders, PUV drivers, bicycle riders, and private motorists a little more time to familiarize themselves with the guidelines, which are strictly enforced to ensure compliance.
Already, some are saying the success or failure of the new scheme to make it safer for all motorists on Commonwealth Avenue will surely depend on how riders and drivers learn to give way and zipper safely at marked out merging areas. That's our Motoring Forum this week, courtesy of Suzuki Philippines.
At the core of Toyota Gazoo racing lies motorsports DNA. Combine that with the Philippines' best-selling sedan, you get the Vios GRS. Its black accent details and aero kit upgrade capture the feel and excitement on the track, and the 10-speed CVT that exudes the TGR competitive spirit. On the road or on the track, always be ready for a heart-racing, exhilarating ride. The Vios GRS. Bring on the thrill.
Are you thinking of buying a car but don't know what model you want? Then visit the Autofocus Summer Multi-Brand Test Drive Festival presented by Caltex Philippines on May 4 to 7 at the SM Mall of Asia Concert Grounds. Get the best deals and test drive a wide range of the newest models, all in one venue. The Autofocus Summer Multi-Brand Test Drive Festival presented by Caltex Philippines. The one-stop shop for the latest car models in cooperation with SM offices and SM Mall of Asia Complex.
You're back with us here on Motoring Today, and we now have this week's important motoring tips, starting off with some road safety reminders from Toyota Motor Philippines. If you are on a main road, make sure na ang headlights na iyong sasakyan ay naka-low beam sa tuwing meron kang makakasulubong na sasakyan. Your high beams can distract another driver, kaya mas maganda kung ang iyong headlights ay naka-low beam upang malinaw na magkakitaan at hindi maaksidente. Continuing with this week's edition of Motoring Today, let's now focus on proper driver's demeanor, especially for those driving PUVs. Here's Spying Chuper this week.
Payong super lang kaibigan, ako si Alejandro Patusa, isang kapwa nyo super. Huwag kalimutang magsuot ng seatbelt sa tuwing kayo ay papasada.
Gawing prioridad ang kaligtasan habang namamasada sa pamamagitan ng pagsusuot ng seatbelt. Siguraduhin maayos at gumagana ang iyong seatbelt bago mamasada. Huwag mo rin kalimutang paalalahanan ang pasahero na nakaupo sa harap na magsuot ng seatbelt.
Tandaan ang paggamit ng seatbelt ay isang epektibong pamamaraan upang manatiling ligtas sa oras na anumang aksidente. Ito po si Alejandro Patosa, payong tsoper lang kaibigan mula sa isang kapwa nyo tsoper.
Are you thinking of buying a car but don't know what model you want? Then visit the Autofocus Summer Multi-Brand Test Drive Festival presented by Caltex Philippines on May 4 to 7 at the SM Mall of Asia Concert Grounds. Get the best deals and test drive the latest models from Ford, GAC, GWM, Honda, Hyundai, Mitsubishi, Nissan, Subaru, Suzuki, Toyota, and WM. The Autofocus Summer Multi-Brand Test Drive Festival presented by Caltex Philippines. The one-stop shop for the latest car models in cooperation with SM offices and SM Mall of Asia Complex.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. World of Motorsports is next.
In motorsports news, Paui Base ruled the second leg of the 2023 Race Motorsports Club National Series held at Robinsons Metro East. Paui Base set the overall best time of the day, a 53.33, which is also the front wheel best time of day. Second fastest overall was Rod Chang with a 55.62, just edging the 55.94 time of Romel Aguilera in third. Rounding out the top 6 overall are Paulo Macaraeg in 4th, Joseph Ortega 5th, and Chito Medina Cu 6th. Joseph Ortega was quickest in the rear wheel production class. Paulo Macaraeg recorded the fastest time among novices. The National Slalom Series continues with a third leg on April 16 at Robinsons Gapan in Nueva Ecija. In other motorsports news, Richard Gallardo topped both the overall and open categories at the third round of the 2023 Philippine Autocross Championship Series held at the R33 Drift Track in San Simon, Pampanga. Coming in second overall was Jose Carlo Campo with Arnold Javier in third. Rounding out the top 5 in the overall category are Ray Acejas, 4th, and Alexander John Andal, 5th. Nico Anton came in second in the open class, relegating his father, Carlos Anton, down to third. Gab Sauco was 4th ahead of Jose Carlo Campo in 5th. Jose Carlo Campo ruled the novice class with Rain Acejas in second and Alexander John Andal in third. Arnold Javier was 4th and Smilian Chua 5th. Inigo Anton bested all others who signed up to compete in the DBS class, the special category meant to commemorate the life of Danny B. Santiago, late founder of the PAX. Jose Carlo Campo came in second in the special class while Arnold Javier was third. Finally, in motorsports news, rounds 2 and 3 of the 2023 Philippine Rallycross Series made for an exciting weekend of racing in the dirt at Pueblo de Oro Townscapes in Malvar, Batangas. At the end of round 2, which was the day stage, JP Polintan handily took the Group 1 honors, besting the second-place Choi Mabunay by more than 12 seconds. Marvin Susaro was further back in third. Group 2 was a tighter battle with Paul Santos beating the challenge of Luis Camacho in second and PB Mendiola in third. Less than 3 seconds separated the trio. The trio were back in the same podium places in Group 3, with the same times also close. Paul Santos also ruled Group 4 with PB Mendiola stepping up to second, with Arlan Reyes earning the last place on the podium. Another Santos, Paulo topped the open class with Arlan Reyes climbing up to second ahead of Abet Reyes in third. Luis Camacho dominated the UV class in an Isuzu D-Max, Alan Sarmiento was second in a Ford Ranger, and DJ de Guzman third on board a Toyota RAV4. Luis Camacho also topped the pickup class, Easy Ligaya the RWD class, and Paulo Santos the AWD class. Round 3 was the night stage and JP Polintan proved to be just as good at night racing, again handily topping Group 1, joined anew by Choi Mabunay and Marvin Susara in the same podium places. Paul Santos again ruled Groups 2, 3, and 4 in the night stage, with PB Mendiola finishing second in the same groups. JP Polintan was third in Groups 2 and 3, while Edsel de Dios was third in Group 4. Abet Reyes topped the open class in the night stage, dropping Paulo Santos to second and Arlan Reyes down to third. Luis Camacho topped the UV class at night with DJ de Guzman, the only other competitor in the class in round 3. In round 3, Austin Sarmiento topped the AWD class, June Magdo the RWD class, and Alan Sarmiento the pickup class.
More on the world of motorsports here on Motoring Today, as we now give you Race Weekend. This race weekend takes us to the Clark International Speedway, where Mini owners and members of media got to drive the Mini Freedoor on an honest-to-goodness racetrack. The event was called the Mini Driving Experience. I am here with the man and the brains behind the Mini Driving Experience, Mr. Willie Titen. Sir, thank you for having us here.
Hello, how are you?
Very good, sir. Sir, can you just give the viewers an idea of what exactly the Mini Driving Experience is?
Yeah, actually, Mini is one of the few cars that you would love to take in the track, no? So that's why we always have this Mini driving experience, except during the pandemic, we cannot do it. So it's been about 3 to 4 years since we had it the last time. So we're so excited to bring the Mini back on the track, as they say. And the best way to do the Mini driving experience is here at Clark Speedway.
A lot of people don't really know how fast a mini car is, no? So is this like, part of the showcase or part of your, strategy to show people how reliable and how fast a mini car really is?
Yes. Actually, people always think that Mini is a small car with a small engine. Everybody thinks it's slow, it's dangerous, etc. But that's why we have to have this track event, because we want to show first that the Mini, even with this size, is very, very safe. First, it's makakapal yung mga bakal nila dito. So even if you hit another car, it's really, really tough. And second is because of the go-kart feel. The wheels are far apart from each other. It's always at the end of the front and the rear. So it's a go-kart feeling. That's why, go-karts are always on the track. Same thing with the Mini. You'd love to drive it on the track, especially in the curves. No? It's not on the straights that Mini is powerful with, but especially on the curves where it could outrun almost any car. So it's seldom that you see a straight line anyways in the roads. So it's always been curved. So we want the people or the customers to experience that the Mini is fantastic when it comes to curves.
The activities, basically we do a slalom contest first to get everyone warmed up and back to enjoying that nice go-kart handling that the car has. And then after that we do a guided lapping just to orient them with the track and all the cones and everything. And then for the owners, then at that point they get the track to themselves. And this car, it felt so much better than, compared to the previous one that I drove, I felt a big improvement in the car. It's when it's more planted. You'll try it later, you'll see what I mean. It feels really sticky and really almost zero body roll. It already has good go-kart handling, but this is just like more planted and more, the moment you point, it's there. You know what I mean? There's no, the spongy feelings, there's none, zero, non-existent. So it was really, that for me, that's what I like. Of course, there's also the new stuff like, park assist, warning light, lane departure warnings and things like that. And that's beautiful sunroof for the front and the back. But for me, it was all about the handling, the response of the throttle, that side of it, loved it.
To all of you out there, we have 3 branches of Mini, one in BGC, one in Cebu, and one in Pampanga. Please do drop by any of the Mini showrooms and test drive our vehicle. And I'm sure you're gonna love it. The way the car handles itself. And of course, take a look how beautiful the car is. It will always give you a smile. Thank you.
There you have it, Mr. Willie Titen. Sir, thank you very much and congratulations.
Thank you.
The mini driving experience was a fun day at the track, learning or honing performance driving techniques under the tutelage of renowned racer George Ramirez. And that's this week's World of Motorsports. We'll be back after this short break.
Kailangan ng maaasahan, kailangan ng matibay, pang matagalan kasama mo sa pag-unlad ng negosyo. Modernong disenyo, kayang-kaya ang kargo mo ng tatak na ito. Isuzu Travis, level up with Isuzu. Level up mo yung negosyo. Isuzu Travis, level up with Isuzu. Level up with Isuzu Travis.
Are you thinking of buying a car but don't know what model you want? Then visit the Autofocus Summer Multi-Brand Test Drive Festival presented by Caltex Philippines on May 4 to 7 at the SM Mall of Asia Concert Grounds. Get the best deals and test drive a wide range of the newest models, all in one venue. The Autofocus Summer Multi-Brand Test Drive Festival presented by Caltex Philippines. The one-stop shop for the latest car models in cooperation with SM offices and SM Mall of Asia Complex.
Our car of the week is next on Showcase, courtesy of Prudential Guarantee. This showcase takes a look at the 2023 Honda Civic 1.5 RS Turbo CVT.
Aside from the newly launched all-new Civic Type R, there are now only two other Civics in the local lineup of Honda, the Civic 1.5 S Turbo CVT and the Civic 1.5 RS Turbo CVT. When Honda Philippines finally brought the 11th generation Civic to our shores, many loved the way it looked with the longer hood and sloping roofline, the sharp character lines. The Honda Civic is now 4,678mm long, 1,802mm wide, and just 1,450mm at its highest point, with a 2,735mm wheelbase, and cleared the ground by 134mm. It is sleek, sporty, and seemingly more mature than its predecessor, but in a good way. It also stands out with the RS emblem on the grille, black painted side mirrors, door handles, shark fin antenna, door sash garnish, and trunk spoiler, and 18-inch RS design alloy wheels. The dual exhaust pipes are chrome. The RS rolls on 235/40 ZR18 95 wide tires. The side mirrors have integrated turn signals and power adjust in full. The LED headlights feature a black frame, automatic headlight adjustment, auto on and off function. The RS also comes with LED fog lamps, daytime running lights, high mount stop lamp, and tail lights. Smart keyless entry and push button start have ceased to be wow factors in new vehicles, as most respectable 5-door sedans offer the same. Nonetheless, it's very convenient to be able to unlock the doors and start the engine of the Honda Civic RS with no need of a key, just a key fob in pocket. Once inside the Civic RS, one can see and feel the rich premium materials used for the cabin, seats, and trim. There's premium leather and suede for the seats, with the driver enjoying 8-way power adjustable in his. Front passenger makes do with a seat that slides and reclines manually. The rear seat for 3 splits in full 60/40 and features adjustable headrest. The dash can be described as high-tech minimalist, with a 10.2-inch full digital instrumentation display that can be customized, the honeycomb trim that runs across the dash, the rotary knobs, and digital display for the dual-zone automatic climate control system that also comes with rear air vents. The steering wheel wrapped in leather provides a good, comfortable grip and looks more elegant than sporty. The steering column tilts and telescopes for convenience and comfort. The intuitive controls are audio, multi-information display, and adaptive cruise control, a voice assistant within easy reach of thumb and hands in the 9-3 position. The center floor console houses the shift knob that is skirted in leather, the electronic parking brake, the toggle switch for the drive mode, and twin cup or beverage holders. The center armrest is quite comfortable and wide enough for 2 resting arms. Ambient lighting, including on the door panels, provide great atmosphere inside the cabin. The RS also comes with sport pedals. The Civic RS features a 9-inch floating touchscreen for the infotainment system that comes with Android Auto and wireless Apple CarPlay, Bluetooth, hands-free telephone connectivity, USB input. It also comes with Bose 12-speaker sound system as well as a wireless charger. Driving the Civic RS is quite fun powered as it is by a 1.5-liter 4-cylinder DOHC VTEC turbo engine that produces 178 PS and 240 Nm of torque and is mated to a continuously variable transmission that drives the front wheels. The fun especially comes when on sport mode, and when the Spirit moves, the paddle shifters come in handy to get most out of those revs. For more sedate driving, there's Econ and normal mode. Honda also paid a lot of attention to minimize noise, vibration, and hardness levels in the 11th generation Civic cabin. The 11th generation Civic is both stable and agile, which is best tested on uphill climbs and downhill corners. The longish wheelbase and wider tread combined with a well-tuned suspension feature front McPherson struts and multi-link system in the rear ensure this. Confident stopping power comes from a brake system using this on all 4 wheels, ventilated in front. Confidence driving the 11th generation Civic is all the more enhanced by Honda's Sensing, a suite of state-of-the-art driving assist and safety technologies aimed at building a collision-free society. Adaptive cruise control makes it easy to comply and maintain proper speeds at highways with speed limits, automatically braking or decelerating when coming behind slower vehicles and accelerating back up to the speed limit when clear. Low speed follow similarly helps in crawling and stop-and-go traffic. Other helpful tech in Honda Sensing includes collision mitigation braking system, road departure mitigation, forward collision warning, lane departure warning, lane keeping assist system, and lead car departure notification. Also giving confidence and convenience is the multi-view reverse camera with guidelines to aid with parking. Other safety features on the Civic RS include lane watch camera, walkaway auto door lock, dual front airbags, side and curtain airbags, 5 3-point ELR seat belts with reminder, child lock, ISOFIX child seat anchor. Also standard are anti-lock braking system, electronic brake force distribution, vehicle stability assist, hill start assist, emergency stop signal, G-Con body structure, and security alarm and immobilizer.
In rolling out the 11th generation Civic, Honda aimed to set a high bar for the compact sedan segment. And the Honda Civic RS Turbo CVT with Honda Sensing is not far off that target. That's our featured vehicle in this week's showcase, courtesy of Prudential Guarantee.
What do we go for? We go for experience. We go for excitement. We go for sport. We go for style. We go for fun. We go for the Toyota WeGo.
Are you thinking of buying a car but don't know what model you want? Then visit the Autofocus Summer Multi-Brand Test Drive Festival presented by Caltex Philippines on May 4 to 7 at the SM Mall of Asia Concert Grounds. Get the best deals and test drive the latest models from Ford, GAC, GWM, Honda, Hyundai, Mitsubishi, Nissan, Subaru, Suzuki, Toyota, and WM. The Autofocus Summer Multi-Brand Test Drive Festival presented by Caltex Philippines. The one-stop shop for the latest car models in cooperation with SM offices at SM Mall of Asia Complex.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. The auto industry now takes center stage.
It's been a long wait, but the Grand Cherokee is back. The AutoNation Group has launched the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee L, which is Jeep's premier SUV designed to be the classic epitome of luxury that is meant to be shared across generations.
Today we're here in BGC Amphitheater. We're launching the new Grand Cherokee L after 4 years of being out in the automotive market. So it makes its return in the Philippine automotive market bigger and better than ever.
The Grand Cherokee brought to our shores is the first to have 3 rows of seats for 7, upholstered in premium leather. Aside from luxurious trim and posh accents, the Grand Cherokee L comes with a lot of the latest comfort and convenience features expected in luxury SUVs, as well as infotainment and smart connectivity features that are not as commonplace. The new Grand Cherokee made available locally is powered by a 3.6-liter V6 engine that generates 282 horsepower and 344 Nm of torque, and comes with 4x4 all-wheel off-roading capability. The local distributors targeting the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee L are ambitious and driven individuals who have attained stature and professional success and who take pride in having built a close-knit home.
Jeep Grand Cherokee L is priced at 5,490,000, and we think that is a steal for the size, the amount of technology you get, and the performance that you can expect.
The all-new BMW 7 Series has finally made it to our shores. Local BMW distributor SMC Asia Car Distributors Corp has launched 2 variants of the latest generation 7 Series, including the full-electric BMW i7.
We have 2 what you call variants or flavors for the 7 Series. It's the 735i and the i7. First ever luxury full-electric sedan from BMW. And I think it's the first also in the segment that we're launching in an all-electric version. So the all-new 7 it's actually the 7th generation of the 7 Series right now. We're very happy to be able to bring it to the Filipino motoring public.
The BMW 735i is powered by a 3-liter twin-power turbo inline 6-cylinder gasoline engine, generating 286 horsepower and 425 Nm of torque, mated to an 8-speed Steptronic Sport automatic transmission.
In the i7, we have 2 electric motors powering the front and the rear wheels because it's a BMW xDrive. And because it's what we're having here is the i760 version, this means that this has a lot of power and it has over 600 kilometers of range for the electric charge.
BMW Philippines says the response and news of the arrival of the 7 Series, especially the flagship i7, has been positive.
We'd like to invite everyone to take a look at the 735i, which is available in all our showrooms throughout the country, whether it be Pampanga, Auto Alley, in Green Hills, Libis, or in Cebu. The i7 will initially be available in both our Libis and in our Green Hills RSA Motors dealerships. Come by to all our dealerships, take a look at our cars, and see for yourself the all-new 7 Series.
Honda Cars Philippines Inc. and the Gateway Motor Group held back-to-back inaugurations of 2 new dealerships. One is the refurbished and renamed Honda Cars Cainta. The other is a newly relocated Honda Cars Fairview. Both dealerships managed by the Gateway Motor Group now exhibit Honda's new visual identity.
So this is basically a big event for Honda Cars Philippines because we just inaugurated 2 dealerships. And this is basically a back-to-back inauguration. We started this morning in Honda Cars Cainta and now we are in Honda Cars Fairview. So what we did to this dealership is basically to apply the new visual identity of the dealers. Now, if you're going to see here, there is basically a new facilities. We have applied the concept of active customer reception, in which the priority is to the needs of our customer. Honda has been known for that, prioritizing the needs of the customer. So we improved the facilities in order to focus on that.
The new and improved Honda Cars Cainta sits on a 3,600 square meter lot on 22 Ortigas Avenue extension in Cainta, Rizal, and features a 250 square meter showroom and a 2,000 square meter service workshop. Honda Cars Fairview has been relocated to a bigger and more strategic location at the Neapolitan Business Center in Fairview, Quezon City. With a 550 square meter showroom and 2,000 square meter workshop, Honda Cars Fairview claims to be the biggest Honda dealership in the country.
We decided to transfer to a bigger and better facility. More prime location as well.
Gateway trusts its partnership with Honda will continue to strengthen and grow.
We have confidence in the Honda brand because it's very reputable. So it's been around the Philippines for many years. Filipinos trust it. So we're confident with its direction. So as mentioned, we are eager to invest heavily in Honda because we truly believe in its potential.
Honda Cars Philippines Inc. has introduced its new president during a ceremonial turnover held at the Crimson Hotel in Alabang. Ms. Ria Miyake replaces Masahiko Nakamura, who has taken on a new assignment for Honda in South Korea. Ms. Ria Miyake held different management posts at Honda Motor Co. Ltd. headquarters in Japan, as well as overseas markets in North and South Korea. At the turnover ceremony, Ms. Ria Miyake vowed to continue the initiative started by her predecessor.
First of all, I'm really excited for my new role, and I am going to take over what the former president has done in this country, and then I Also wanted it improve all the operation in sales and after sales so that we can provide the value to the customers and a more satisfying customer experience to the people in the Philippines. That's my plan.
Also at the turnover ceremony, Mr. Masahiko Nakamura, whose stint in the country was made difficult by the COVID-19 pandemic, expressed his gratitude for the support from Honda customers and partners, as well as his optimism for the brand's continued success under the new HCPI president, Ms. Ria Miyake.
Thank you very much again for your strong support to our business. I was very happy even during the pandemic period. We can still keep the strong brand in the Philippines. And I hope please support our new incoming president, Ms. Ria Miyake. So she will guide HCPI to much more higher level of the business in the Philippines.
And that's the week that was in motoring. Thank you for joining us. Also, don't forget to check us out on social media.
Until next week here on Motoring Today, now in its 36th year of continuing service to the general motoring public with a lifelong commitment to promote road safety. On behalf of our dad, Butch Gamboa, I'm Ray Louie Gamboa.
And I'm Susie Gamboa. Happy motoring!